Hi, I'm Allie White, and I'm a junior volleyball player at Wittenberg University. So my testimony with Jesus is kind of a story where Jesus met me in my life where I was at the time. And before I knew God, I always thought that I had to be a perfect person or present myself in a perfect way in order to be faithful. And at that time in my life, I was severely struggling with depression and anxiety, bipolar depression. I was at a really low point in my life, and it was more so of like the analogy of if you see a door and Jesus is on the other side wanting you to open up that door. It was more of like I had like unlocked that door, and the person to open that was Jesus, and he found me in a spot in my life where I couldn't find a reason to be happy, or didn't have any reason to be happy or to live at that point within my life. And the whole reason why I met Jesus was because he saved my life, and he gave me the joy that I was missing. And whether that was through relationships or school or volleyball or anything, I found purpose through knowing Christ, and he really had presented himself to me and showed himself to me. And when God's hands are in it, you know that they're in it, and you know it's from God. I didn't grow up knowing God. I didn't grow up reading my Bible, but every day after that, it was like night and day. I remember my first Bible that I was given was from Angie and Caroline Beckus, and I kind of had just been given it, and I never actually opened it or read it. When I went back in to read it, when I first started growing in my faith, and after I felt like Jesus was really calling my name and like wanting to know me, and I wanted a relationship with God, I opened the Bible, and it was a note in there from Angie and Caroline, and it had said, we hope you know that there's a God who loves you, and there's a God who knows you. And it just like completely changed my perspective on God, because I felt like you had to be this perfect person in order to have a relationship with God, and through God I am made perfect. And there's so many things that because of my faith in the Lord I've changed for the better, and he's changed my heart, and I've no longer live with that depression or that anxiety, because he's completely changed the way that I live, and he's completely changed my life. And especially being an athlete, knowing Christ, there's so much comfort in that. I know so many people out there, they don't know their identity within sports, but knowing Christ, my identity is not in my sport, it's in the Lord. And there's so much comfort and peace in knowing Jesus, being an athlete, because my joy comes from him, and the reason why I love the sport so much is because I have that love within me from the Lord to love my sport.